Happy holidays. We're here at the Alpha Media Studios, WSGW 100.5 FM and 790 AM. And it's the Christmas season. And today we are going to talk with an individuals, he and his son. And I'm sure many of you know just by me saying that, that are in the season of giving. And they sure are going to be giving this Saturday over at Hoyt Park for an event where they're planning to feed 1,000 people. And so I want everybody to come on into the room so that we could talk with Javier Fulgencio Jr. and his son, Javier Fulgencio III. And everybody knows Wonderburger. And we're here in the house with Wonderburger at WSGW. So come on into the room. Let's talk. And if you got any questions, concerns, put it in the room so that we can address them. And, Mi Gente on Air is now in its 5th season. And it's a show for my people, mi gente. And, we're going to be promoting Latino contributions, concerns, cultures. We say that every week because that's what this show's about. And we're so happy to have the guests that we have here today. And we're going to talk about giving back to the community. So stay with us and don't go anywhere. And we'll be right back with the show, Mi Gente on Air.
Welcome to Mi Gente on Air on 100.5 and 790 News Radio WSGW and online WSGW.com. Now, here is your host, Larry Rodarte.
Good evening. Welcome to another edition of Mi Gente on Air, where we talk about Latino concerns, culture, and contributions. I am your host, Larry Rodarte, and I'm so happy to have you here with us tonight on this December holiday week. We're headed less than 10 days before Christmas, and we were playing that music in the beginning because I said that it reminded me of La Rondalla. And La Rondalla was headed up by the Fulgencios, the late Jimmy Fulgencio and his brother George Fulgencio. And we have some of their kinfolk here in the room here in WSGW. We're going to be talking with Wonderburger, and many of you know them out there in the community. Many of you have experienced those delicious burgers in their food truck over the summer months in the spring. And they're doing something big. They're doing something really big that they've put together to feed at least trying to feed 1,000 people during the holiday season on Saturday, the 21st at Hoyt Park. So please help me welcome to the show Javier Fulgencio III and Javier Fulgencio the second, Junior. I got that mixed up.
Hello.
How you doing, guys?
Oh, great, man. I'm appreciate you having us out again.
Yeah, well, you're getting all this exposure right now on Facebook and on the social media platforms, and it's because you're doing something really nice for the community. And so please tell me about what's happening this Saturday with Wonderburger and Friends.
Yeah, so over the past few years, we've been thinking about doing something huge for the community that supports us. And I think we finally realized we're at that point where we can actually do it. So we pretty much came up with a plan 2 weeks ago. And we're learning, you probably should have had a little bit more time. But we're going to do it. So we plan to set up at Hoyt Park. And we're going to go from 11 to 2. We got a ton of volunteers. We have some of our food truck friends that are coming to come and help with us serving that many people. We are definitely over 1,000 we're going to serve that day.
Wow.
So we don't have an exact number yet, but we're definitely going to do it over 1,000. But obviously, you know how hard this is with food trucks and serving food, especially at that temp.
Yeah, that's going to be the real challenge to be out there in the food truck. If you don't have a heater, and I think the temperatures are going to be in the 20s, aren't they?
You know what?
Haven't looked
because you know what? Regardless, it's going to happen. So
yeah. And are you surprised at the response that you're getting so far in the community?
So I'm not surprised at all, really. I grew up here. I live here, and I support the community. As a company, we do, and as an individual, we also support. We make it a point to go eat at local businesses. We shop at local businesses. Um, so, no, I'm not. I'm really not.
That's also the reason we decided to wait until our 4.5 year now to actually go for it and do it full speed ahead with all 1,000.
We wanted to do it the right way.
Mhm.
We could have set up on a corner and did it, but we wanted this thing to be big. We wanted it to inspire everyone, and I think it's doing good. We had the article that popped up on Riverfront Saginaw, which has been great. Our social media has been great. You reached out and offered your services. Art Lewis earlier too, awesome guy.
Mhm.
We've had a lot of help through the LEAD program, and then obviously, again, like how I said, it's ridiculously hard to serve that many meals in these temps in that time frame. So I didn't ask a single one of those trucks, just like I didn't ask you.
Mhm.
They all volunteered their time, resources, money, and then all the local sponsors on top of that, businesses, families, individuals, friends, they've all donated their money to make this happen.
Isn't that wonderful? I mean, there's a whole lot of people that are involved with this now, so it's really grown. And I gotta ask you first and foremost. Okay, so we know Wonder Burger is your forte with food. How is that going to work? You're feeding 1,000 people, so are they going to go up and have a choice, or is it meals that are going to be prepared? How's this going to work?
Yeah, so we actually have the plan all set now. They're going to be entering through the zoo entrance, so that's the south end. They're going to be coming around the back. We will have people out there directing, a lot of volunteers directing where the traffic goes. Everybody go really slow, stay safe, and do not get out of your car. Stay in. This is a drive-through. We don't want nobody ran over or hit or anything like that. So stay safe. Once you get up closer to the north exit, we'll be up top, and we will have another traffic person down towards the bottom that's going to release cars as we're ready. We will be making singles with fries. There is obviously no special orders because we can't keep up. So singles of fries on us. We will have a couple of trucks doing that for us. We have one of our buddies, Big Meaty Phillies, who you haven't met yet, but he's brand new. He's going to be making burgers along with, we have a crew inside of our trailer. Then we have Gino's 989, who will be doing grilled cheese and some chili. We have Fat Matt, who will be doing some pulled pork sandwiches and chips out of our trailer. And we have the Mijo's crew, along with like 520, Mexi Crunch, doing everything from hot chocolate to coffee. And then who am I missing there?
Kettle corn.
Kettle corn.
Will be there.
Yeah, Susie and Frank will be there. They are doing like somewhere between 500 to 1,000 bags of their kettle corn.
Wow.
And that'll be passed out too. We have a lot of local people that donated desserts, and we will be passing all of that out. So once they approach the top of the Hoyt Park, what's going to happen is you're going to have one of our team members come right to the window. They're going to ask you which one of those do you want. So if you have 4 people in your car, that's how many meals you're going to get. Unfortunately, I can't give you 10 and 20 and 30 meals at a time. It just doesn't work out like that. People will be waiting for a long time. So it is going to have to be how many you have at the time. Then the other one too is we're lucky because one of the first people that called me was Toyo at TNT. And I cannot crank out burgers as fast as he can crank out tacos. So we're really lucky to have him. His trailer will be on site. Him, Juan, and the rest of his crew. They are going to do somewhere between like 300 to 400 taco dinners. And like I said, there is so many local sponsors. I'm having to update that sponsor page multiple times throughout. I've posted twice now today with the amount of sponsors and coverage we're getting. That's why I said it's hard to put a number on how many meals right now. I know it's definitely over 1,000. We're so excited though, man. We're so pumped.
I can imagine. When we are in a time frame in the last, probably since COVID has happened, where the food truck industry has just boomed throughout the United States. I don't know if it's even in other countries, but I know in the United States, and you see it everywhere from, Detroit, Pontiac, Saginaw, Flint. And it's wonderful to see that Wonder Burger, and you guys took the name, the name with Wonder and Friends, with looking to give back, your services and to the community, and to take on this type of endeavor is really amazing because it's sorely needed. We know this. We know that we are all living in tough times. Everything from the husk for the tamales is really expensive now, and it's just tough. So I want my listening audience to know how important this event is. And the wonderful thing about it all is that they're free meals. It's free meals for everybody. So Wonder Burger here, Javier Fulgencio Jr. and the third, they're putting this event together for the community to give back because they've been very successful in their business in the last 4 years with Wonder Burger. And if you haven't seen them out at an event in the summertime or at Value City, anywhere where they go, you're missing out because they're really delicious burgers. So let's talk to your son. What do you feel is going to happen Saturday? What was it? You're excited. I can see it in your face. What do you feel is going to happen?
I'm excited. I was nervous at first. We have this thing where we kind of get crazy ideas going, and this was one of them. But he told me it's going to happen. It happened. We went quick. All the sponsors called. We can thank them again later, but all the sponsors called. Everything started falling into place real quick. Then Hoyt Park, every single thing worked out perfect, and I'm honestly really excited. My favorite part, we're working with some local shelters, Mustard Seed, Underground Railroad,
Rescue Mission.
The Rescue Mission, the Wells, another one we just reached out to see if they can come pick up some meals. I know we already promised it's like 200,
we're
I think,
over 200
to just the shelters around too. So that's always it feels really, really good to be able to help that out.
Yeah.
We also have Toyo is setting up a donation box for canned goods, coats, new coats, new socks, new gloves, new hats, and all of those we will work with local organizations to make sure those are distributed responsibly and to the right people. And that's another really cool thing. And then to kind of mention too, this is obviously geared towards people that are in need, right? However, we're here to make people happy and support and show love to the community that's been supporting us for the last 4 years and has allowed us to live the life we live. So if you're in need, obviously come and get a meal too, whatever it is. But if you're somebody, like we said earlier, if you're somebody that has pretty much like you can't afford right now with the times is to take your babies out and give them a full-on restaurant experience, let us be that. We're more than happy to help you. We want to feed you, your babies. So bring them out to Hoyt Park on Saturday and let's have some fun.
It's really something to see this happening. I don't know if I've seen an event, where there was a plan to feed 1,000 people, and to utilize Hoyt Park. Thanks to Hoyt Park and Friends, I'm sure they're the ones that actually.
And the mayor and Larry over at
Hoyt Park and Friends.
Yep. They were awesome. They pretty much we made one call via my cousin, and within a couple of hours, they were like, "Oh yeah, this is awesome. Let's do it." Everybody's been so awesome to us, though. It's not just one or two people.
We've been lucky
everybody.
with the support we receive from every single person.
Nothing but positive.
Yeah, and I think it speaks volumes to, you know, the burgers that you guys put out, the legacy of the Fulgencio family in our community. From, like I mentioned, your grandfather. You just lost your grandmother, Esther Fulgencio, and you know, there's just been a lot of attention and love, I think, you know, with the connection to your family to St. Joseph Catholic Church.
Yeah, and that's where I appreciate you saying that, by the way. We have always been involved in the community, whether it's been, you know, with my family in the church. We used to do a lot with the youth group, whether it's like the rescue mission or the soup kitchen. So a lot of that is, you know, that's something I grew up with, and that's something that we've tried to make important for my son here, and then showing an example and inspiring others to hopefully do the same.
And I think that's the key right there, inspiring others. And I have no doubt that this will lead to something bigger and better and throughout the community. And what I mean is not one single event like yours this Saturday, but I'm talking about several events that will be inspired because you guys are going forth and doing this. And I think that, you know, we do see a lot of events or you know, where there's a giving. It's a season of giving, and I think, you know, people, like I say, you know, the economy, where prices have really gone up for our groceries and everything else, and you know, you mention it, and if there's families that they just can't afford to go out and eat at restaurants or whatever, this is a great opportunity for you to come and eat with your families, whether you're going to eat at home, take the dinners at home, or go eat in the car. You know, but it's really a time to remember the reason for the season, basically, and that, you know, we're giving back, and it's just you know, and I say I'm talking about the entire people and community that's involved with this, because it's going to take a lot to feed 1,000 people and more, and I think that you guys are going to be able to pull it off with ease. I wonder, though, if you could tell me, because you know, we have been involved with having the parade start from Hoyt Park, and there was a lot of confusion, I remember, and the parade was going one way first, and then they turned it around, and we had to go out of the zoo instead. So what is the actual? Tell the listeners out there, where do they enter? To the zoo area, and then they go out on the north side, or how is it going to happen?
So you're going to enter through the zoo. You're going to be directed to go down. If anybody's ever been to Hoyt Park, you know it goes down. It's like a bowl. So you go down and then around. You're going to have more there. I'd say at least 60-70% of our volunteers will be on traffic stuff to make sure people know where to go. More than likely, it'll be double lined because we are expecting a lot of people. And again, once they get to that bottom part, there will be somebody there that directs them to go and talk to the people that are going to be taking their orders. This is like a brand new type thing that I've known. Nobody's done it to this level, where you're going to serve 1,000 plus with multiple trucks and taking orders. Normally you go and get a box lunch, or normally you get like sandwiches and chips, or you're going to get things that are like pre-made. We're trying to make this unique and a very one-off, and pretty much impossible to replicate unless you have the friends that I have. And we're going to do it. And I really think this is the start of something great. I just actually talked to Toyo, and Toyo was talking about, like, we should do it again and again and again and again. So I think as time goes on, we'll see more food trucks get involved. We'll see more big level with sponsors and donors and stuff like that. Because a lot of what we're seeing right now is a lot of our friends and family that are donating. We had actually like one of his relatives on his fiance's side. She's a realtor in the area, Eugenia Jarema. She was a big donor. I mean, like right off the bat. There's a group called Mac and Gratefuls. Again, they
my mother-in-law and some of the siblings. There's a lot of families thrown in.
Some of our Ramon Donnie, Bouncing Bellas. He's doing all the shirts for us. He's got Bouncing Bellas who are sponsoring a ton of meals. And then
down to our customers, Spirit just reached out today, another one.
The Coco
Salon. Yep, Spirit.
Yeah. Awesome.
Coco TM Salon. Klein, they do some of the honey out in Chesaning, I think it is.
We even got stuff as little as like porta potty sponsored. Thank you so much. It's needed.
Hey, that
is huge.
It's very important. We weren't sure how to figure that out.
Mijos is donating a ton of meat. They're donating their services. They actually are going to be in the trucks helping us. I mean,
it's just been as big as small. Even our customers have came up to us like, "Hey, what does this get me?" When what we chose is about $5 a meal. We all agreed it's a pretty fair price for what we can do. And even our customers are like, "Hey, I'm going to give you this. I hope this can pay for my meals. Hey, this is 10 meals right here. Thank you so much for what you guys are doing." It feels great to hear and that people trust us that we're going to do it the right way.
It's tear jerking, like sitting there and thinking about how cool this is for us has been really cool, man. Like just sitting there and really thinking about we're about to help 1,000 people, feed them and make them smile. It's a great feeling.
And where are the trucks actually going to be lined up? Are they?
We're going to be up top. So we're going to be up top in that north corner.
Yep.
That's where all the staging is going to take place. And then we'll have runners from the trucks to an offloading area where everything's bagged. And then we'll have runners go from the bagging to the actual cars. So it's a big operation, but we have a lot of people that are excited to help out. It's going to work. It's going to go good. And we will, if we're a little bit slow this time, we're going to get better and better and better. And we will learn from this. So we're going to keep going. Maybe next year we'll do.
That's all right. No promises.
Next year, maybe we'll do 2,000 next year.
Wow. Wow. Well, just the idea that you're going to feed that many people. It obviously is going to take somebody who knows about food, somebody who knows about, going shopping to get the food. I mean, it's something that as a food truck owner, you do on a weekly basis, if not daily sometimes, right? And especially in the summer during events.
The summer is 4 days a week.
Yeah. And people don't realize, it's not just something that is like going grocery shopping. I mean, you've really got to, know what you're doing and kind of in your head know what is needed on a given day so that you don't run out and have to go run to the stores, and you try to minimize those visits to the stores, whether, it's Save-A-Lot, Gordon's, Sam's, whatever. It's a lot of work. So I applaud you guys in doing this because obviously I know it's the season of giving. I keep saying that because that's where we're at. And as you have said, I don't think either that we have seen it at this level. And so to be able to promote it on social media and to say, we're in the food truck business, we're Wonder Burger, and we're going to give back and we're going to lead the charge. It's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing for the community. And I think that, a lot of people are stepping up because they're rooting for you and they're hoping that you're going to be able to pull it off, with no hiccups. Really, there will be hiccups, but you're professional.
We got it.
You're professional enough to know how to handle it.
Yes, sir.
I have faith in you that you're going to do that. So, we're going to probably go back, go into commercial here, and we're going to come back and we're going to talk more with Javier Fulgencio III and Javier Fulgencio Jr. on Mi Gente on Air. Well, thanks everybody for being in the room. We got a lot of people. We got a lot of comments. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to read all these on the show, but I just want to let you guys know that I appreciate your support here. Gary Jimenez, who's out in Texas, is saying, this is so awesome. Every time I watch this pod, I'm learning something new and seeing the people of Saginaw always doing good for the community. Yes, Gary, and that's your hometown. Saginaw, awesome. Mark McCloskey, I believe that's how he says, go Wonder Burger. Diane Fulgencio, Concepcion Gomez, I'll message you privately because Concepcion Gomez says we have 8 youths at the Saginaw Youth Council Interlink Center where I work. Can we have them receive a meal? I can pick up and deliver them.
Yep.
Wow. So, it's really amazing to see, the community supporting you guys, man. It says Paula Stricker, love you guys, and she's got a burger.
You.
She's got a burger with a smiley
She's a donor
face.
of ours too. She's another one of the donors.
All right,
And a volunteer.
She'll be there that day freezing with
out of
us.
That's awesome. And there's a couple people on here. They're saying Brian Paul, he's saying Wonder and Friends Sag awesome. So truly, that's what this is. I don't know of any other community that's doing this. Toyo Rosas is in the room. He says Saginaw strong. Lisa Marie Munoz says hi, Nan.
Bob, it's Bob. Hi, Bob.
Oh.
Hi.
She wrote it wrong.
Yeah.
Burger Bob.
Oh, okay.
No.
Burger Bob. I see.
How many we got in there?
Right now there were 36 as we went into commercial. Now we're down. We got 28. So, but if anybody has any other comments or want to make a suggestion or have a question about what's happening, feel free to do so because that's what this show is about, and we want to make sure people are knowing what's going to happen and how they are going to go and get in the line so that there is less confusion, because no matter how much you prepare, there's always going to be individuals that may be lost. And so, if you've got a question, please feel free to put it in the room. So we'll go back into the show, and I want my producer here, Matt, if he can, I want him to give his opinion before we go back in the show.
Yeah, I personally think that it's awesome what you guys are doing. Being able, not only are you bringing the city of Saginaw together, but you're also helping people out in need.
Wow, yeah, bringing the city of Saginaw together.
We had somebody tell us the other day.
I didn't think about that.
Was it one burger at a time?
Yeah.
What do you say?
It was one burger at a time. Something just
good.
like that.
It was
I don't
really
remember.
catchy.
I wish I did remember.
Wow.
I told him I was going to put it on a shirt.
All right. Well, we'll go back into the show. I just want to read one more comment here. I see Mark Fulgencio says, "Good job, Boyle."
That's my uncle.
Fulgencio proud. That's nice. All right. So let's go back in the show, everybody, and let's talk more about Wonder and Friends, what they're doing this Saturday, December 21st, where they're going to be planning on feeding 1,000 or more people.
You're listening to Mi Gente on Air on WSGW.
Welcome back to Mi Gente on Air, and to the listening audience out there that is listening to this either on the live stream or when they listen on radio. I want them to get a sense of actually who Wonder Burger is, because we jumped right into the event and we talked about that, but tell me why, as you decided to go into the food truck business, you decided on burgers, because I know at one time you talked about Mexican cuisine and you switched it up. So tell us about that. Tell us the story.
Yes, I do love Mexican food more than anything in the world. It is my favorite, but I can't compete with people like Patito Man, TNT, Mijo's, Mexicans. I can't compete with you guys. You guys are just on another planet. So I decided to do burgers because there wasn't a real burger truck in the area. There's really not many burger even restaurants. There's a couple guys that make burgers in the area, but real smash burgers, there wasn't anything. So we want it to be original. We wanted to put our own spin and try doing things a little different. So that's why we ended up going the burger route. I didn't realize it was going to be this greasy though.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the one drawback is the grease and a lot of the movement. But we're really pumped about being. I love it when somebody says that's the burger guy. That's the burger guy.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool to hear that.
So when you decided to go this route,
Mhm.
was there somebody that you got schooled in how to do burgers, or
No.
was it something you did on your own?
No, we were lucky enough to travel a ton with my last job, and we got to see a lot of different restaurant burger concepts, and watching whether it's YouTube or just going and traveling. I tried a lot of smash burgers when I was out west, and we kind of like just made it our own here. We put a little bit of a spin on some of the things they were doing. I actually had a buddy, my best friend, who started with me, Angel, and in time, the schedule's just demanding. So that's when my son came on, and ever since, this curly-headed guy,
He became of age.
yes. Then we went from a pretty successful food truck to business is good. And we are lucky that I'm lucky to have this guy next to me. He's changed my life. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. And we've been going really good. This is the end of our 4th season. And pretty much, I think February would be technically the start of the 5th.
Wow.
And yeah, everything's been great. So that's why part of the reason we're giving back is without everybody in Saginaw and the surrounding area, we wouldn't even be a company. So this is our way to thank people.
That's awesome. And I mentioned in the beginning of the show that this is actually the beginning of my 5th season here with this show. Can you believe that? I'm like,
congrats.
How does that feel?
I don't know. I don't feel like it's real because it seems like we actually started in COVID in 2020 in November, and it's just amazing to me that this, doesn't it seem like time has just flown from COVID to here where we're at? We're going into 2025. Javier.
This
crazy.
Season was a flash. I don't even remember half of this season.
I just turned 38.
Yeah.
Seems like.
Well, I want to read Gary Jimenez's comment in the room because it was a really good one. And to my listening audience out there, I want you to know this is a guy who is from Saginaw but has lived his adult life primarily in Lubbock, Texas. And he says, "This is so awesome. Every time I watch this pod, I am learning something new and seeing the people of Saginaw always doing good for the community." So thank you, Gary, for that comment.
Thank you, Gary.
And Toyo Rosas, who's going to be a big part of this Saturday, says Wonder Burger rocks, son and father business. That's awesome. So, you mentioned about somebody you ran into recently that talked about, bringing Saginaw together. And, I think that's really what's going to be happening this Saturday. And it's a large scale of people that are coming together to volunteer and give their services to the needy, because that's what this is primarily for, is for the needy. Do you think that there will be a lot of others that are coming to the table, if you will, that may not necessarily be as needy as some, but are, just want to participate?
Yeah, I do.
And that's okay, right?
That is okay. That's why we said, obviously those in need, that's number one. That's why we're working with some of the local organizations that cater to that. But we want that everyday family that can't take their kids to, like one of these sit down restaurants, or, even a fast casual, like, Qdoba, Chipotle, Panera, Culver's. It's still expensive, especially if you have 4 or 5 kids.
Yeah.
So this is our way of, giving you that. We're trying to give you that. That's why we're not just making burgers. That's why we're giving you a few options.
It's also why we did it at Hoyt. It's the heart of Saginaw. I've heard a lot. It's been everyone keeps saying that heart of Saginaw. It's where you want to host it at Hoyt, and that's why we purposely reached out to some of those shelters to really guarantee we can promise that amount of meals will go to the main cause.
Do we have any idea what the weather's going to be like Saturday?
Haven't checked, and I am scared to.
Because when a lot of people who are out there, I think when they think of Hoyt Park, they remember this, sliding down the hills. And I'm old enough to remember when they had the toboggans.
Oh, I remember.
Do you
it's
remember
a
that?
death trap.
Yeah, that was so much fun.
Oh yeah,
it was a
A
blast.
sheet of ice, and you just hit that sucker, and you go fly halfway across.
Yeah,
it's actually the last time I was there. I was like, I had just got off the sled and I was going down, and this little kid just comes out of nowhere and takes my ankles right from me. And I'm not a small guy, I'm a little chunky. So me doing a complete flip, I'll never forget it. Some of my friends don't let me forget it. And even it goes back to him. He started, both of my boys, they did sledding and snowboard with him. Right at Hoyt Park, so it's Hoyt Park in Saginaw. It's iconic. I'm so glad that they're allowing us to use it. And like I said, everybody's been amazing to us.
And do they have the ice pond going right now?
I don't know if it's up yet.
Oh, because I had an idea about 3 years ago that I could go skating, when they brought the ice back, and because for a while they didn't. Yeah. And I'll tell you what, I was sorely mistaken because you don't have you're not as agile as you are when you're young. And so when I got on that ice, because I used to skate all the time when I was younger, we had a pond in the woods next to my house, and so I thought I could do it. And man, my ankles, they really suffered from that. So
I did it once. 3
years ago now.
No, it was last year, wasn't it?
No, it was longer.
We went to Detroit. We went down to Detroit.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Did it as a family right in Campus Martius.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I can tell you, I'm not meant for the ice.
Yeah.
I'm a tropical person.
Right. Well,
for the beach.
I want to make sure that we do give some credit to those, again, that are really participating. I know that you got a ton more sponsors now, but give me who's also going to be participating in terms of the other food trucks.
The food ones mainly. I'll pull it up, but you can start saying Mijos, Kettle Corn we mentioned earlier, Toyo
with TNT.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You hit us with one we weren't ready for yet.
No, that's okay. Oh, Fat Matt's got a lot of people involved, including the Saginaw Spirit,
Z93,
Mijos, Mexi Crunch, Big Meaty Phillies, who is just now starting to launch some of his marketing. He will be going live in a couple of months. 520, they're out of Bay City. Geno's 989, also out of Bay City.
Wow, so you got Bay City coming into Saginaw. That's
great.
Well,
even Mexi Crunch, they're out of Grand Blanc.
Wow.
And they're coming because they do a little bit of business
and
here
Mijos
in Saginaw.
Is out of Chesney.
Yep.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah. So this is really a great
Lakes
Bay region happening with participation from all over.
Yeah, it's like I said, and again, the coolest part is that I didn't ask any one of them. They did this out of the love and kindness of their heart, and they said, "You know what? We do business in that area. We want to give back to."
Yeah, yeah, and this 4th of July, I was on the island. And I was really surprised to see that there were that many people that were watching the fireworks from the island. I always thought it was just the people that were shooting the fireworks.
Never been on the island to do it.
It was so awesome. There were so many people, though. And I had the food truck on there. I was overwhelmed because there wasn't too many food trucks on there, believe it or not. And it brought back a flood of memories that, for some reason they stopped allowing people to watch them from the island. And this year, maybe last year, I heard they actually did. And it was a wonderful event to see so many people around. And this is what this kind of reminds me of, only in the winter.
Yeah. It's the kind of you're right. Because I take off the 4th of July. I refuse to work because that's my favorite holiday.
Yeah.
So we actually sit, I don't know what it's called now, but it used to be called Thompson.
Yeah, Thompson Tool.
Thompson Ball and Joint or something.
Yeah,
I don't. It's Megget. It was changed name a couple times, but we've
It's on the
been
north.
there.
It's on the north side of the bridge, right?
Yep, by
Mhm.
Panda.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, we actually sit there every single year. It's like the best show ever. The ground show. There's no place like Saginaw 4th of July for me, and I've been lucky enough to travel quite a bit of places.
Yeah.
Saginaw does it right. You hear
Hooray.
that, Bay City?
Hooray for Saginaw. And it's nice to know that so many have come forward, sponsorship wise as well. And you mentioned that some were coming on even as we speak this week, and
we're still accepting sponsors. We're still accepting donations. Like I said earlier, if you want to donate, you can go right to our Facebook page and send us a private message, and we'll get back with you fairly quick. Keep in mind our messages and inboxes and all of that are insane right now. So if you just give us a few minutes, we will try our best to get back with you as soon as possible.
Okay. So give me the scheduling time again to the audience, and let me know, what is it that Wonderburger is going to be doing after this event? Are you closing shop for the season, or what's happening?
Well, on Saturday, we're starting at 11. Cars will probably want to get lined up a little bit earlier than that. Expecting to be crazy. 11 to 2. That's the Saturday. There is a cutoff at.
We only have the park so long. That's why we're saying that.
Depends when they kick us out. We'll serve as many meals as we can. But after this, our season won't end. We'll probably take a week off, recoup with everything. But we kind of get bored at home. We like working. I like seeing you guys. So we will work probably 1 or 2 days until the weather starts to pick back up.
We got some cool stuff that's outside the burger world that's happening with us too. So, that's going to keep us busy, and we're mentoring another truck right now. That's going to keep us busy, and Wonderburger is we're going to move everything over to just doing more like it's going to be branded as Wonder, because we've got some cool hospitality and event stuff that's hopefully, fingers crossed, happens within the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Adelante. Isn't that awesome? Well, as a food truck owner myself, one of the things, and you mentioned it there, hospitality, one of the things that I have found is that being with the people and talking with the people when you're selling on the truck, and them telling their stories and them remembering certain things about Saginaw, or it's wonderful just to spend that time with your customers, and you build relationships, and they come back week after week. And there's nothing better than that, really, when it comes to your customers, or even like explaining, the Memorial Cup was really awesome this year.
Yeah.
Where I was explaining about patitos to Canadians, they'd never heard of such a thing.
I was explaining pickles to them.
Yeah.
Canadians do not like pickles, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but they all them burgers we served, none of them wanted pickles. Not a single one.
Well, it was an honor to be out there with you guys. It was an awesome event. Saginaw, that was just really a gem.
They did such a good job.
Yeah. And I'm sure that many of those that were in attendance, or those that came from Canada or what have you, they really got to experience what Saginaw was about in terms of, in our food, our culinary, what we were able to offer. And to see that many people come through, and just when it was really at the height of, even on the rainy days,
we had 2 of them.
Yeah, and 2 out of the 10. But it was just really a nice, it gave me great encouragement that, wow, this is going to be a great season, and it really was.
Yeah, the Memorial Cup was one that I was so unknown, because I'm not like an everyday hockey guy. We go to Spirit games, but it's like when my buddy Matt Lockwood or Fat Matt invite us. And I can tell you, I even took one of the games in. It was awesome. The environment and all of that was crazy. But as far as serving food there, that was right up there with some of our favorites. I always put up like Party in McCarty's a great time. And then my personal favorite, just because like I get a lot of my family that comes and sets their chairs up around our trailer. But Friday Night Live, awesome event. Love being down in the city. For us, there's nothing like it. That crowd's awesome.
Yeah, just like when you were saying, Larry, you get to go and see your customers. You get to meet and have a relationship with your customers. They're the best. Thank you guys. This is what's making this happen. Keep coming. Keep buying burgers. Keep helping us out. Friday Night Live reminded me because even the security guards, the ones we've seen every single week there, they got burgers. They were always good for a chat. That's the best part. You get to meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
It feels very family-like.
The food truck community in general is very family-like. You see all the people that reached out and were willing to help from far, from everywhere.
Yeah, and that's a nice thing too. We were always trying to help each other out. I remember you asking me for napkins at times.
The most random
I asked
things.
you for ice. I mean, yeah, it was just it was really nice to be able to have that backup. Even at I think when we were at Value City, and I've mentioned this to Aviad earlier, was the fact that when we have more than one truck at an event, or like a location at Value City, it seems to me that more people would come out because they had a variety of choice on food trucks,
especially in the summer.
Yeah.
The winter,
gets
a little tougher.
I'm not going out in the winter. I'll tell you that much.
I get
done
bored,
for the
man.
season.
I get so bored sitting at home. If I'm not like in Mexico or something like that, and I'm
might as well be home working.
I might as well just go out and make burgers because I get bored.
Yeah. Well, it's I think you could actually probably do a full day just feeding your family. The Flansdale family is so big. And
both sides.
Yeah, both sides. What's the other side? I don't even know.
Guzman.
Oh, the Guzmans. Okay.
Yeah.
So is that who Concepcion Guzman is?
Concepcion, yes. She's technically a Guzman, yes.
That's an aunt of ours.
Technically, yes.
Well, I wanted to read her comment. We did in the live stream earlier on Facebook.
What did she write?
It was a good one. She says, we have 8 youths at the Saginaw Youth Council Interlink Center where I work. Can we have them receive a meal?
Yes.
I can pick up and deliver them. Yes. And the thing is, I've experienced, and I hope I don't get in trouble for saying this, but I have experienced a lot of young people, sometimes between 17 to 20. And, I see that they're struggling, just to eat sometimes, seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll come to the Civica, or they'll come to, in the summer, the food truck. Can we just do something for you so we can eat? And I said, well, what, sure, because they haven't even eaten all day. And so if there's anybody out there that is a young person that just doesn't is struggling along the way for whatever reason, come on out Saturday, December the 21st, Hoyt Park, 11 o'clock till 2.
Yep.
And, get a free meal. Get a free meal from one of these outstanding food truck vendors that is headed up by Wonderburger here. And, it's funny, too, because the next day we're going to be having the Tamale Taste Off, the 14th annual at the Union Civic.
You need a judge?
Maybe.
Celebrity judge? That's not
you just want free tamales.
No, celebrity. It's like E-list.
We're like G-list.
Well, that event will be happening from 11 to 4 p.m., and that's going to be at the historic Civica, 2715 Wadsworth. If anybody wants to come out and taste 6 different tamales, we've got tamale vendors from Pontiac, one from Flint, 2 from Bay City, and the rest from Saginaw. So it's really a nice variety of tamale makers. And we'll also have some sweet treat merchandise vendors there as well for the holidays. So if you're looking to get your tamales for the Christmas holiday, come out on the 22nd. That's Sunday. Come on out after church.
Community weekend.
Yeah, it's a community weekend. Thank you. And you could for $5 you can taste all the different tamales.
Yep.
And then you've got the option to actually buy from different vendors. And like I said, we're going to have like Queso Broso there. They're going to be doing their monuelos, and we've got some other vendors that will be doing sweets, as well as a Mexican merchant that will be having Mexican paraphernalia for sale. They're out of Flint.
Is it Rosie?
I'm not sure.
There's one I met, and I know that they were from Flint.
But you know what's neat is we've got Gordo and Flacos. They're a food truck during the summer. They're out of Flint. They're making tamales now this season. We've also, and I know you've worked with him, is Fuego Mexican barbecue.
Yeah.
He's making tamales.
I gotta make some good carne asada.
Yeah, he's phenomenal, and he's actually from Pontiac, but has been in our area this whole summer. Cruz Kitchen, which is also
Mike.
Phenomenal in what the food that they provide.
Yep.
And then we got Mark and D's Tamales, who were the first place winners last year. They're returning. And there's another one I can't remember.
You guys are making tamales too?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Civica. We made 113 dozen on Saturday or Friday. Last Friday, it was horrendous.
How are your hands feeling?
It was horrendous. I got a blister on my finger. That sounds like from a movie, right? And my sciatic nerve went out as well. Every time I make tamales, my sciatic nerve goes out just from standing.
Sit down, man.
Yeah. But it's we spread out those on the corn husk, and we did I figured out on the calculator we did 1,360 tamales on Friday. That's a lot. And there was only like 2 spreaders, 2 maybe 3 on a given hour, but so it's a wonderful Saginaw weekend, Saginaw hospitality, Saginaw food trucks. We've got this event with Wonder and Friends, and that's giving to the community at large. And then we have the tamale taste off on that Sunday. So any last words, gentlemen, as we head out, because this show always goes so fast.
I just wanted to tell everybody out there, thank you for supporting Feed Saginaw. All of the sponsors. I'm sorry I couldn't name you each one individually. There's a million of you. Thank you to all the vendors and anybody and everybody who supported, even the shares, all the media people. We love you guys, and thank you. See you Saturday.
Yeah, and I just want to make sure Julius Tate, he's in the room. He says, salute to my guys. Love you guys. Shout out to the Wadsworth squad. So,
yo,
Juju, thank you for that comment.
That's my baby.
Crystal Delgado says, you guys are doing a great job. So proud of you. Grandma and Grandpa Guzman are looking down and are proud. So, and I'm sure your grandma Fulgencio and Grandpa Fulgencio, Jimmy, are looking down and proud as well. And I'm proud of you guys. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight here on Mi Gente on Air as we march into the holiday week. Christmas is coming, and I think I got one more show, right, Matt, before Christmas? But maybe not, because sometimes the guys take off that week. But if I don't get to see you or hear, or you don't get to hear from me, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. And as we talk about this show in the season of giving, let's give back. Let's be proud of Saginaw for the awesomeness that it is displaying this weekend. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and we'll see you next week here on Mi Gente on Air. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. It was a great show. It goes so fast. And I hope that everybody that's out there in the listening world got a grasp of what's actually happening, for Saturday. And on the 21st, Hoyt Park is where Wonder and Friends will be feeding Saginaw. They're feeding over 1,000 people. And I want to give you the opportunity. Any last words that have come to your mind as we sit here and as we go out on the live stream?
Just a bunch of thank yous. That's all I got.
It's humbling, man,
for letting it happen and helping us make it happen. This is something we've wanted for years now, and it feels good to see it come to fruition.
Well, I'll be out there too, and I'm gonna be wearing a different hat. I'm gonna be wearing my Mi Gente journalistic hat and going around and making sure we cover this historic event. And but I did offer to make rice and beans. Didn't I?
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, I got out of that one.
Especially with you having like the tamale thing the next day.
Yeah.
So that's how many vendors you got there? 10?
We actually with all the food ones, there'll actually be 12 total. And
Packed house.
that's going to be the merchandises of, like Quesabroso as well. That is, they make the sweets and all that, because it's a cultural event that is, displaying one of the staples of our community, and I mean the Hispanic community, to the greater masses, and that's the love and the culinary expertise of tamales, because it really is an art form. I was trying to explain that to somebody today.
It is.
If
you've never made tamales,
Don't do it.
don't do it. It is.
Well,
it's not easy to do it the right way.
Yeah, or find somebody who can really teach you, because I have experienced that with my younger nieces and nephews, and I said, sure, let's do it, because they came to me with the idea, and I said, but I'll tell you what, you guys are doing the physical work. I'm going to be telling you, I'm going to be standing by you step by step. And it was really nice because I had like 5, individuals that were in their 30s, and each one took a different aspect of it, and then we came together and we actually spread them, and it just was a wonderful time. So I know everybody out there in the listening audience is with their families probably making tamales, and if you're not, I'm sure that you can find some on Sunday promoting the event. And we're actually thinking, and maybe this is something that we could do on a large scale, is actually maybe have a class at the Civica where we teach, get some tamale experts.
I could probably take it. I could probably take the class.
We could use the class.
It's been a long time. I used to do it with my great grandma.
Yeah.
And then my 2 grandmas, so my grandma Fulgencio that just passed, and then my grandma Pat. You would think I'm an expert by now, but
wow,
I'm not.
Well, I was 5 years old, and I can remember kneading the masa. My mom would say, "Put your hands in there," and I would, so I've been making tamales a long time, but it wasn't until last year, and that I really feel like I finally got the grasp of it, where I can do it right from my head. And I told my sister, I said, "Oh my God, I just ate 5 tamales in one sitting," and I'm not a tamale eater, really. I mean, I would have 1 or 2, but 5 in one sitting, and they were big tamales.
I like it with fried, like if I do like a sunny side up egg, or just like a whole bucket of rice. And
coffee with tamales in the morning, But it was funny because my sister then said to me, she called me later after she came and got some of my tamales. She says, "Oh my God, I just ate 5 tamales in one sitting." So it's really if you got a good tamal, it can be so delicious. So, well, everybody, thanks again so much as we talk with the Fulgencio son and father and son, I should say. It's hard because there's Javier Fulgencio, and then there's Javier Fulgencio Jr., Javier Fulgencio the third, and it's so nice to see that these entrepreneurs in our community are doing so well, and they're giving back. They're giving back to the community. So, happy holidays, everybody. We'll see you next week here on Mi Gente on Air.